In new music we trust on BBC Radio 1.
In new music we trust on BBC Radio 1.
Trust us to bring you the best new music
From across the UK and from around the world.
In new music we trust
On BBC Radio 1.
Stop!
Now.
Let's go! You are listening to BBC Radio 1 Stories. Discover more.
You're listening to Radio 1 Stories with Dan and Phil. This is a jingle. Raw.
Please help me find Molly.
Over the next hour on Radio 1, we're going to be diving into the world of online dating.
Yes, we are going to discover whether the internet is really just full of crazy cat ladies and psychopaths, or if in reality it has just made romance easier and fun.
But we should probably explain who we are first. Okay, rewind.
We are Phil and Dan,
Also known as Amazing Phil and Dan is not a Via on YouTube.
who did a thing once at Christmas, but are mostly well known for having a strange hobby on the internet.
I thought we agreed that didn't sound right.
Oh yeah, video blogging, not the other video thing.
Hey, so I'm Phil, I'm from Manchester, and I've been single for over 3 years.
This isn't Forever Alone Anonymous.
Yeah, that sounded a bit cheesy.
Yeah, and my name's Dan, and as two people who predominantly spend most of our lives on the internet, we are actually interested in knowing the truth about online dating.
But we need some kind of focus for our mission.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Oh, well, that's convenient, because the other day I had a voodoo curse placed on me.
What?
An evil voodoo curse.
Phil, I'm fairly sure that's not real in any context.
Well, it just so happens I recorded the whole thing. Do you want to hear?
Okay.
Hey there.
Hello, child with strange haircut.
I'm looking for a novelty birthday present for a girl I like, and this seemed like a funny place.
How dare you speak to a voodoo priestess this way?
Priestess? No offense, but you look like my grandma.
What is that you're holding?
A camera. I'm vlogging.
You will do no such thing in here. This is a place of ancient and deadly power.
But it's next to a subway.
Rent is expensive.
Okay, well, can I use the toilet?
No! Be gone from this place.
Hey, what's this?
Don't touch that.
Oops.
No! My crystal placenta! That artifact has been in my family for generations.
Oh, I was going to buy that as well. Sorry, I'm sure you can get another one.
Yeah! I curse you, boy with floppy hair. Until the day you fall in love, you may never touch a human being again. Stop recording this.
The hoodoo, what you don't dare do, people.
Uh-oh, Phil. Well, this sounds rather inconvenient. If you can't touch anyone until you fall in love, then we need to get you a date. The mission, therefore, is to investigate the world of online dating. Who does it? Where do they do it? What are the do's and never ever regret it for the rest of your life don'ts of online flirting? And what do people actually think about it?
We'll be telling you some interesting facts. As well as interviewing Sarah Beanie off the telly, a serious guy with a mustache, and I'm going to get hypnotised online. So we should probably explain why we wanted to do this.
Yeah, so Phil, have you had some sort of traumatic dating incident that has left you emotionally wrecked?
Well, not exactly, but generally as a person I've just had dating fails throughout my entire life.
I can imagine.
When I was 10, I went out with a girl for pizza and she started playing footsie with me.
Whoa, footsie.
I didn't know what footsie was.
It's getting serious when footsie happens.
I just looked at her in the eyes and was like, why are you kicking me in the legs?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Way to break a heart, Phil.
Yeah, and then I went to the cinema with a girl, I went in for the kiss, things were going well,
Okay.
and she started growling.
Growling?
Yeah, she was like going, oh.
As you were moving in.
I don't even know how I made
God.
that noise then.
That sounds traumatic.
What about you, Dan?
I remember once when I was about 14 or something, I was getting to know a girl on MSN. Do you remember that?
I loved MSN.
Yeah, so I'd spent a while talking to her, getting to know her and stuff like that. And then it turned out that she was 60.
What?
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
That was awkward.
Not as weird as when I found out she was a guy, but yeah, so obviously blocking happened, and that was the end of that traumatic incident. Okay, yeah, let's move on. I knew that we weren't the only ones, as I asked people on the internet for some of the most horrifically embarrassing things that have ever happened to them with dating, and now they're ready to share with the world.
This should make me feel better. So we're joined by Bex, who has an embarrassing dating story. Hi, Bex.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, thank you.
So, tell us about the guy. What was he like, and how did you meet him?
Well, I met him just on a website, and he's a really, really good-looking Italian called Antonio. About 2 weeks we were chatting online, and then he asked me to meet up and just go get dinner and then go to like some comedy thing. And I was like, yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds good. Okay, so what happened when you did meet up?
Okay, so we met up and we went to go get dinner first. We had a really lovely time, having a great chat, and I obviously had my friend emergency call me at some point. Had that, absolutely fine, have no worries at all. And then we get to the comedy club and he goes to the bar and he's going to go get another bottle of wine. And that's the moment when I realised we've already gone through about 3 bottles of wine.
Oh,
and I've had about 2 or 3 glasses. Like, I just heard, like, loads of noise and, like, this massive commotion coming from the bar. So I just went over to have a look what was going on, and all I saw was that Antonio had thrown up over the bar, the barmaid and himself. He managed to slip up on his own sick and knock himself out on the bar.
Oh, man.
So what did you do then?
Well, security called up an ambulance to make sure he was okay and everything. Because he was unconscious, they knew none of his details. So I knew, like, nothing about him other than his name. I was put into the ambulance with him. I had to be with him for the entire time until, like,
that's amazing.
1 o'clock in the morning when he finally, like, woke up and was, like, given loads of medication and had his stomach pumped and all this sort of stuff.
Oh, how romantic.
Yeah, he was just like, I'm really sorry. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Was that the last time you saw Antonio?
It was a right catch, but I thought maybe just wasn't right
Blew
for
it
me.
a bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Absolutely magical.
That was magical.
Thanks for sharing your story with the world. Okay, well, I've got a good story here from Kerry, who unfortunately isn't here, so Phil is going to have to do an impression of her.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
So, I met my other half on...
Maybe
What?
just read it out.
Really? No impressions?
Not today.
Okay. So, Kerry met her other half on World of Warcraft. I'm guessing they were both elves or something.
Well, you never know. It could have been a dwarf/skeleton relationship.
True, I won't discriminate.
No.
And when they started talking, he lived in South Africa, but he was moving to England in a month. They didn't know what each other looked like when they started playing together.
Obviously.
So they just adventured together, but then it turned into love. Ooh. Then they arranged to meet at Waterloo Station a few weeks later. I wonder if she thought the elf was going to turn up.
Well, let's just presume that she realised he was human in real life.
Yeah, well, apparently he seemed pretty nice, although he put 6 sugars in his coffee.
Whoa. What, 6? Now, that is a sign of some deep psychological issues, I think. Whoa. So, how long have they been together now?
3 years now.
They've been together for 3 years?
Yeah.
Really?
It worked.
Phil, we're going to go to our laptops, get a World of Warcraft subscription, and find some wives. Now that was inspirational.
Yeah, I feel like I want to don my elf ears and go out into the wilderness.
If you did that in the wilderness of Manchester, you'd probably just get shot.
Probably would. So I'm getting some mixed messages from this.
Yeah, you should probably start practicing your elf speak, Phil.
No, I don't think World of Warcraft is the way forward. I'd probably end up with an actual troll who wasn't just pretending to be a troll.
To be fair, you probably would.
Radio 1 Stories. That was the worst jingle ever. Well, okay, it's time to begin our quest. And first things first, where do people find love online?
Time for some research.
Oh man, that sounds boring.
Well, okay, how's about we only say actually interesting facts over some unhelpfully distracting throbbing techno with westward smashing sounds.
This has to happen.
Facts about online dating.
As of 2012, the online dating industry is worth over £1 billion a year.
1 in 3 singles now use dating sites to find love.
Some websites, such as eHarmony, now have over 20 million users.
And online dating is in fact most popular in China, with over 140 million people trying to find love on the internet.
Also, dinner is apparently the most popular option for a first date.
A bit of an anticlimax there.
Some good facts, though.
Those were some good facts.
Facts! But where is the best place to find love online?
From our own research on whether people met their partners on Chat Roulette, World of Warcraft, or the Antique Roadshows forums, we found that nearly all the people we spoke to that met their partners online did so through Facebook.
I don't think that's going to work.
Why not?
I already know everyone on Facebook, and I'm not in the mood for stalking.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Like, we're going to have to find a dating site.
The journey begins. I think we should have some kind of epic Lord of the Rings style music.
Phil, that's massively inappropriate and, frankly, almost offensive.
I'm sorry.
But as I don't trust you in any way to set up your own dating profile, I have found the perfect solution.
What's that?
Well, you know Sarah Beanie?
Is she going to renovate your house and then you're going to propose to her or something?
No, actually, she set up her own dating site where you sign up your friend rather than yourself.
Really?
Yep.
Let's talk to her about it.
Well, okay, but first, if we need to make profiles, something has to be done. Photo shoot! We can't say it like Jedward.
No.
Photo shoot!
Photo shoot. Dan, why are we in the toilet?
Well, from my MySpace days, I seem to remember that the higher you hold the camera and as long as you've accidentally got the toilet in the background, the more attractive you look.
That doesn't even look like you.
Yeah, it does. It's slimming.
It looks like a tumour wearing a wig.
Hey, well, okay, let's go for natural.
Yeah, I agree.
Just try not to look bored or constipated.
I'm happy with that one.
I think we're ready.
Jumping high five?
Yeah, no.
Oh. So, Dan, you have Sarah Beanie on your Skype?
Oh yeah, we're like totes biffles.
I have no idea what you just said.
We are joined by the wonderful Sarah Beanie.
Hello.
Through the internet. Hello. Yes, now, whilst you might be more known for going into battle against dilapidated houses with your big hammer, some may not know that you created the dating site mysinglefriend.com.
Absolutely, yeah, no, I did.
How did you come up with the idea? What's the story behind it?
To be honest, the reason we started it is because I wanted to put a friend. I'd run out of people to fix a friend up with, and I wanted to put her on a dating website. And I'd never been on a dating website. When I went on to put her on, I realised that you're meant to put yourself on, and to me that seemed completely and totally mad. I just thought, why are internet dating sites for people to put themselves on? What an embarrassing thing to do.
Yeah. So why do you think that so many people like online dating?
I mean, I think the ideal way, if you're single and you want to meet someone, is that you meet, your brother's friend or your sister's friend. If you haven't met someone that way, if you can find somewhere where lots of other like-minded people are who happen to be single, that's brilliant.
What would you give advice to somebody who wanted to make the perfect profile? Like, would you say that people can be too honest about their friends and that there's certain things that would help?
No, I don't think you can, actually. I think try and have a bit of a sense of humour. Or I think the worst profiles are the ones where they say, my friend would like someone who's attractive and wealthy, and so I think they've got to have a bit of a sense of humour.
So me and Dan are on a quest to find a girlfriend, and we've both set up profiles for each other. And we were wondering if you'd have a listen and tell us what you think.
But we haven't actually seen what we've written for each other yet, so this is
going to be a surprise.
Quite interesting.
How exciting!
Yeah. Okay, so I've described Dan as funny, cool, sarcastic, friendly, and kind.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And my description of him is Dan is a tall southern internet superstar who looks like the love child of Liam Payne from One Direction and the Golden Monkey. He loves movies, video games, acting, and can play the piano. He's also very funny, but beware, he is very scared of spiders and giant moths, so you might have to be the one who saves him from them.
It's all going so well up to that point.
Overall, he is a great guy to hang out with, so you should grab him while stocks last.
While stocks last?
Love it. Great description.
It's a good way of phrasing it.
Do you think that's going to get him a date?
Definitely. I reckon it'll be within 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I described you as quirky, cool, friendly, caring, and creative.
Oh.
There you go. I think that's quite nice. And I said about you, Phil is a tall, dark, strapping young gentleman looking for a lady companion to spend those cold nights watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer with. His edgy hair and lovable personality would make him a great catch for any nice girl, but you're not allowed to like cheese because Phil hates cheese.
I'm a weirdo that doesn't like cheese.
If your idea of a good night is more popcorn and video games than getting hammered and throwing up outside a club at 5 a.m, Phil might be the guy for you.
Yay!
I think that's great.
I think I sold you pretty well.
That was
there.
good, Dan.
Yeah.
So what about profile photographs?
I think you should choose a photo if you're a friend and you shouldn't put your own up, because because really, honestly, there is a temptation to put a photo that looks nothing like you on, and it's not like you're not going to be caught. You're going to be found out.
Yeah.
Some people have huge dark glasses and a massive ski coat, and you think, interesting.
Yeah, and you know, if you get asked out by somebody but you don't particularly want to go with that person, do you have to? And like, do you go on the date with the friend that set you up, or is that not part of what is expected?
Yeah, you could, but I think that might be a bit weird to go
I think
with.
that might be a bit weird.
Yeah.
If we both turned up.
Well, that's really good. Hopefully we'll take this advice and get a million dates.
Yes.
I feel like we will. Yeah.
You'll be exhausted at the end of it.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Well, that was some interesting stuff from the Beanie-nator there, and it seems like she's right.
Insert fact about profile pictures here. Facts. Hardcore! The average user of Facebook uploads 18 photos every year for their profile.
Women change their profile picture 33% more often than men do.
And if you have no profile picture, you are probably a serial killer.
I don't think that's a fact.
You're listening to Radio 1 Stories with Dan and Phil. This is a jingle. Raw.
So it's day one of me trying to find a date. Dating profiles are all set up, and it's actually a lot easier than I thought. A lot of them come with apps as well, which help to send messages on the move. The apps also make me feel a little bit less sad than sitting alone at the computer for some reason.
What, because you're checking your inbox on a bus as opposed to just sitting in front of a monitor refreshing your loneliness?
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Hey Dan, I've got 2 messages.
Really? Who from?
Okay, I have one from Laura666.
666. Uh-oh, she sounds hardcore.
She doesn't look like Satan.
She says, hey, wanna chat? Oh, wait, no, like 49.
What? No, it's probably Satan's mum then. Oh, there's another girl though. Okay, this one is Pikachu9. I'm liking the username, though there's no profile picture.
Oh, well, then she's definitely a dog in a human suit, hands down.
Okay, now our profiles are up, we need some flirting advice. Maybe we could pay someone to help us, like a cyberho of advice. I'll Google it.
No, don't literally Google cyberho. You will not get what you're trying to find.
Maybe I will.
This is not the time.
Oh, here we go.
eflirtexpert.com. Huh, well, she seems like the right person to talk to.
Let's do it. We are joined by Laurie Davis from eflirtexpert.com.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Hey, how are you guys?
We're good, thank you.
Yeah. So, can you explain, firstly, what is an eFlirt expert?
So eFlirt Expert is my company, and we help people navigate the intersection of dating and technology. As you might have found from online dating, it can be a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
So we write people's profiles for them.
Okay.
We teach them what to say in an email. We decode their date's text messages.
So do you have any success stories from your site?
We have 8 couples who are married and a bunch of engagements. And we have some relationships. And from the people who are married, we even have 2 eFlirt babies.
eFlirt babies. Wow, that's amazing.
It's the future.
That's a good name.
We're living in the future.
So, obviously, you are an eFlirt expert. What would you say is one really big mistake that someone can do when they're doing online flirting?
I think the biggest mistake is the simplest, actually. Something that I see almost everyone do is just be kind of generic in their profiles. Avoid any, like, empty adjectives like, I'm smart, funny, cute, like, things like
Because it all means boring. Yeah.
Well, it all means, like, you're just like everyone else. So I think that's the biggest problem I see people face is, like, how to talk about themselves.
Okay, make yourself stick out like an interesting personality. That's good.
And do you have any more tips for us about flirting?
Oh, of course. So what are your challenges you're having?
One thing we're trying to do is we're trying to use Facebook and Twitter specifically as a way to flirt with people. Do you have any sort of specific advice?
Well, I do, because I actually met my fiance on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we're speaking to the right person then.
I actually help quite a lot of people flirt via social media, and so the process is different. You want to make sure that first you've friended them or you're following them. So it's nice to kind of build momentum by liking things on their wall or by retweeting things. I mean, ideally, you want to get to an IM.
Yeah.
Because then you can talk real time and you can get offline. And then on Twitter, you want to ultimately DM them. And it's also great if you can pick something that you're both interested in to get offline. Like you both love food festivals and there's one coming up.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So use whatever you know about them to get offline.
Okay, well, cool. We will take your advice and use it.
Yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot and I'm ready to take on the internet world now.
Yeah, I feel enlightened.
Let me know if you need any more help.
We will do. Thanks, Laurie.
We probably will. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, there we go.
I feel ready to take on anything. Okay, I'm feeling confident. I know how to flirt. I'm going to tweet Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Phil, I think she's married.
What?
Sorry, bro.
Oh.
But you're thinking big, that's good.
Maybe we should ditch the dating sites and try something more public.
What, like standing outside a house with a stereo? Isn't that illegal?
No, I still mean on the internet. Like, look at this guy, Sergeant Scott Moore. He managed to get a date with Mila Kunis after asking her out in a YouTube video.
Okay, so what did he say in the video?
This.
Hey Mila, Sergeant Moore, but you can call me Scott. I just want to take a moment out of my day to invite you to the Marine Corps Ball on November 18th in Greenville, North Carolina, with yours truly. So take a second, think about it, get back to me. All right, bye now.
And so what did Mila say?
This.
Is there really a video of some
Yeah,
guys?
it's on YouTube. Go ahead and watch it. It's really sweet.
He invited you to the Marine Corps
When is
ball.
it? When's the Marine Corps
It's
ball?
like in November or something.
November what?
I don't know.
I'll go.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Phil, YouTube is kind of our thing. Maybe this is it.
Let's talk to him. Come in, Scott.
Right, okay, so firstly, why Mila Kunis, and what inspired you to come up with the idea of making a YouTube video?
I'm gonna give you guys something like I've never told anybody before.
Okay.
I came up with this idea like a long time ago. We were getting ready for our deployment in California, probably maybe 3 months before we left. And I had this idea, I was like, I'm gonna be a United States Marine in Afghanistan in a combat zone. You know, who's gonna turn down that guy? Like, ask anything I want, and if it's reasonable, somebody's gonna try and make it happen. Originally came up with Taylor Swift, actually.
Really? Mila was a good choice there.
The reason I actually went with Mila is because I found out Taylor Swift is like 5'11" and had some heels in there.
A giant. Yeah.
Don't mean to say that Mila's. I'm not saying she's my second choice.
Okay.
No, yeah. But just more appropriately sized, maybe, than Taylor.
And when you made it, did you think that so many people would actually see the video?
Or Mila.
Or Mila herself?
No. I thought there was like a small chance, but it sat there for a good month before anybody noticed it.
Yeah, and then did it just explode?
Yeah, reporter from the Marine Corps Times, actually, he found it just randomly on YouTube and put it on his blog, and it just kind of blew up from there.
Wow. That's cool. And so, what were your friends thinking when you made the video? Was it like a joke that they were all along with, or did anyone think it was a bit weird?
Yeah, there's definitely some people who thought it was a little creepy. Which, the guys who knew me just knew it was a joke, and it was kind of one of those things like I told him it was going to work, and nobody believed me, and I kind of surprised myself, I guess.
And there we go. Yeah.
I remember seeing it, and I was just like, this is awesome. I really hope this works. So.
And then it did.
How did you find out that she had seen it and accepted your invitation?
Actually, the first I heard that it blew up, it was I was on a small little base, and we had some email traffic, and that was about it for communication. And some guys emailed me all the like Yahoo and CNN, all the major headlines. I guess maybe about a couple days later, I was contacted by her publicist.
Obviously, after everything that happened, what was she like when you met her?
She was a very great person, down to earth. Yeah, just got along great with me and my friends and all their girlfriends and wives.
And if we were going to do a similar thing and ask out a celebrity via YouTube or Twitter, do you have any advice for us since you're the pro?
My advice is don't do it. It's because I'm 23 years old and it seems like that's going to be the highest point of my life.
Okay. That's good advice.
Well, it worked for you, but maybe not for us. That's good. Well, it's been great to talk to you. Thanks very much. So it seems like whatever you do, as long as it's in public, it's bound to work.
Except get naked and throw yourself at pigeons.
What, to flirt with people?
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, yes, that is an example of something that won't work, but like an American boy named Mike Stone who used Twitter to get a date.
Which seems harmless enough.
Yes, but instead of asking out the head cheerleader and getting rejected, he decided to send 600 Twitter messages to various porn stars to get a date to his prom. And one of them agreed.
Go Mike.
Yeah, but then the headmaster found out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh.
But it seems like regardless of consequence, Twitter is a great way to get a date.
Seems like it.
Okay, I'm going to try and get a date with Pixie Lott.
What?
Yep.
Well, okay, you go spam Pixie Lott on Twitter, and I'll go get some popcorn.
Dan? She still hasn't replied.
You know, I'm sure she's just not on Twitter at the moment. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, surely she has to be pretty busy.
Radio 1. Stories.
Jingle. So, we're nearly halfway through the journey. Phil still doesn't have a date and is therefore still cursed. You know, it's kind of like the middle bit of a film where it's all going wrong, you know, like when Woody gets taken in Toy Story 2, or when Oh Rainy She gets lobotomized in Kill Bill.
I'm running out of options.
Okay then, well, why don't you try speed dating?
I could try e-speed dating.
What would that be on?
Like chat roulette or something?
I don't think that's really the right place to find a date.
Why not?
It's a lot of naked men.
Really? Maybe it's changed. Let's do it.
Okay.
Loading.
Send webcam. Well, that couldn't sound more ominous.
Okay, I'm sending my webcam.
Right.
Whoa, that's a penis. Skip that.
Oh, okay.
There's another one.
Oh god, no. Click the thing, click the thing,
okay.
click the thing.
What is that? Is that a duck face? That guy is a duck.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
I don't want to date him. She's old. Do you think she's about 80?
Is that a female?
I can't tell.
Or is it a mask?
It kind of looks like a stone. Okay, skip. Okay, empty room. That's better. That's refreshing. That empty room is refreshing.
But Phil,
what?
If it's just a black square, then that means that there's just somebody sitting there watching us.
What, they're watching us right now?
Yes.
Skip. Okay, that's a girl.
Is it?
Yeah. Isn't it?
I don't think so.
What? Oh my god, that's a guy wearing a mask of a girl.
Yeah, and I think he's naked.
No. Okay, no. Never again.
Too many fat penises. No. Well, not fat penises, fat people with their penises. That was just as horrific as it's always been.
That was worse than I expected. What are those people thinking just sat there all day? I don't understand.
I'm not sure. Okay, FYI, chat roulette, not the place to ever try to actually get a date.
You're listening to Radio 1 Stories with Dan and Phil. This is a jingle.
We're Dan and Phil, and we're trying to get this guy girlfriend to break an evil voodoo curse.
Yep. Dan, this is hopeless.
I wouldn't say hopeless.
I can't use Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. We tried dating sites. I think it's time to try something drastic.
What?
I'm going to get Skype-natized.
Excuse me?
Skype-natized?
I'm pretty sure that is the most made-up word that has ever existed.
No, come on, it must be a thing. Whoa, being hypnotized over Skype really is a thing. Maybe this can help with my waning confidence. So I'm here with Darren Marks. How are you doing, Darren?
Very well, thank you.
Good. And have you helped anyone else out with their love life in the past?
I see a lot of people for confidence and anxiety issues, and in particular with relationships, jealousy seems to be quite a big issue that people come and see me about.
Now, I know you use your powers for good, but if you wanted, do you think you could make me think I was a rhino?
I could only make you think you were a rhino if you really wanted to think that you were a rhino. When you see children play and they immerse themselves in the game and become the character, that's the hypnotic process. And what happens in a hypnotherapy session is that natural process is harnessed for the good.
Brilliant. Okay, well, without the rhino side of things, I think we should get going.
Okay, great. All right, so I want you to start by taking a nice deep breath. And as you slowly exhale, just allow your eyes to remain closed and allow all the little muscles and nerves in the top of your head to relax. And I want you to send that wonderful feeling of relaxation, send that feeling all the way down through your entire body. And you can allow the
Wait a
sound
minute,
of
Phil.
my
I've
voice.
just remembered the BBC's editorial guidelines, section 5, subsection 4, paragraph 54.
Oh yeah, is that the one about the naming of Blue Peter cats?
No, that's section 5, subsection 4, paragraph 56, idiot.
I'm so sorry, Dan.
No, paragraph 54 says that we have to make sure that no one gets accidentally hypnotised listening to you get hypnotised in the show.
I can imagine that would be bad.
Yeah, we don't want to wake up to the headline, motorway pile-up as men think they are geese.
No, we don't want that. Well, how do we do that?
We could do a dramatic recreation.
But you don't know what happened.
Well, tell us then. Story time with Phil.
Okay, get comfy. Well, he wanted me to be fully laid down, but I thought reclining in my office chair was good enough.
Okay.
But I kept wanting to laugh because he was telling me to relax a lot, which was quite funny.
Why is that funny?
Because he was first of all saying, relax your arms.
Okay.
Wasn't that funny, but then, relax your thighs.
Oh, okay.
I was getting a bit close.
Yeah, that sounds a bit...
But then...
Was it moving down the body?
Yeah, but the tipping point for me was, relax your thorax.
He did not say that. He said, relax your thorax.
Yeah, isn't that like the part of a beetle?
How can anyone meditate? I don't even... What?
After I got through that and actually relaxed into it, though, it was actually quite nice.
Oh, okay, so was this the point in the hypnotising process when you started to do this?
No, it didn't work that well.
Oh, that's a shame.
By the way, I never knew rhinos actually sounded like that. You should try searching rhino noises on YouTube. It is hours of fun.
Ready now. 10 coming up slowly now. 9 coming up very slowly. 8 coming up with renewed energy, both physical and mental. 7 happy, content. 6 full of rest, full of energy. 5 coming up more and more. 4 body systems increasing their activity. 3 almost all the way up. 2 eyes beginning to open. And 1.
Okay, well, did it work?
I actually feel a bit more confident, you know.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you get hypnotised again?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, okay then. Let's put this confidence to the test. Thorax.
This is Phil and Dan on Radio 1.
And we're getting sexy on the internet.
Dan?
What, Phil?
Don't freak out, okay?
I probably definitely won't, but what is it?
I have 2 messages.
Really?
The hypnotism worked.
Phil, sorry to burst your bubble, but that one doesn't have a photo.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I don't know, Phil. Remember my story about the girl that turned out to be the guy?
Let's go back to that, actually.
No, let's not.
But what does happen if people aren't who they say they are? Like, that hot girl in picture number 2 could be your mum.
I think I know what my mum looks like. Well, okay, if we're about to go ahead with this, we need to get educated.
Let's talk to someone serious. Hello, Captain Serious. We're joined by Will Gardner, the CEO of ChildNet. Hi, Will.
Hi there.
Okay, well, we have been chatting to people online. How would we know that the people that we've been talking to are who they say they are?
When we are giving advice to young people, we have to have a bottom line in that you can never really know who it is that you're talking to. If you are talking to somebody online, it can reduce inhibitions and you might be sharing your innermost secrets, your fears or whatever, because you can somehow communicate this much easier. So even though you might have shared your intimate details, your secrets with this particular person, they are still a stranger, even though they feel like your closest friend.
Yeah, okay. So are there any, like, danger signals that you should look out for to know that someone might be a potential weirdo?
Well, I think you can just gauge that perhaps about the way they respond to particular questions. When we give advice to young people about when they say, well, I really want to go and meet this person, we say that you have to recognise that arranging to meet someone that you've only met online is dangerous. So you should have someone, an adult you trust, who know where you're going, ideally to have them come along in the background. And if the person you're talking to is willing to kind of accept that these are the precautions you want to put in place, then I think that's a very reasonable thing. But if they say, well, absolutely not, you know, and they drop contact, then I think that's a pretty good sign that that contact is better lost than not.
Yeah.
Good, thank you very much for that.
Thanks,
That
Will.
was good.
Well, that made me never want to go on the internet again.
I'm crying with sadness.
And from that total seriousness, here is our more light-hearted guide to avoid speaking to a total weirdo.
Number 1, don't give any personal information about yourself until you feel comfortable that this person is real.
Yeah, like, you know, would you give Jesus...
Dan.
I mean, Santa, your home address?
I think that's also a bad example.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, just don't tell people things if you don't know them.
Yes.
2, a good way to make sure the person you're talking to is the one in the pictures is to get them to wave to you on webcam.
Hold up a cat, hold up a kettle, anything which will catch them off guard to prove they are not a cutout of Taylor Lautner.
To be fair, I think a lot of people would happily talk to a cutout of Taylor Lautner.
Well, okay, to prove they aren't that thing we saw on Chat Roulette the other day.
Oh god, yeah.
3, when arranging to meet up, tell them that you're going to bring a friend and see their reaction. If they try to talk you out of it, then it's a possible weirdo alert.
It's always smarter to meet someone with a friend or somewhere very public. Unless you're a ninja and you can handle yourself.
Even ninjas need to be safe, Dan.
4, check out their other social networking pages. Do they have friends and family on there, or are you the only friend along with some photos of people scanned from Argos catalogues?
Therefore, it's always best to bring an Argos catalogue with you wherever you go to double check that you're not talking to an alien.
But in all seriousness, the more you stalk, the safer you can be.
Well, what if actually it's someone really nice and you find out you've stalked them?
Well, okay, just low-level Facebook stalking. We all know how to do that.
And 5, type in their email address to Google, see what comes up.
You would be shocked by what can be found by doing this, so you might want to even try it on yourself.
They might secretly be a member of a Marmite fan club, so it's a good way to give yourself a heads up before you get involved in anything you might regret.
Those are some good tips, I think. But in all seriousness, if there's anything relevant to this generation, it's sexting.
I once sent something to my grandma instead of my girlfriend.
Oh, do we want to know?
You really don't.
Okay. But if you're sat there thinking, oh, I'd never do that, neither would anybody I know, you may be surprised.
Listen to this.
Andy Phippen is the Professor of Social Responsibility in IT at the University of Plymouth, and he's done research into the use of technology in relationships. Can you tell us about the online survey that you carried out, and what did you find?
So we wanted to look at a response really to the excitement around this area. And oh, look, kids today, they're all a bunch of perverts and deviants. And it's like, well, actually, is it? Or is it just a case that technology is used in social lives, relationships are part of social life, therefore we need to understand how they're used. So it presented us with a really good opportunity to explore this and hopefully allay some of the hysteria around, oh, look, technology's turning everyone into a bunch of perverts.
So for you, what was the most shocking or surprising statistic that you found?
There were a couple of areas of concern, really. One is how old people are when they start to do this sort of thing, because while we were talking to the 16 to 24-year-old age group, probably around 25% of them said they were engaging with this below the age of consent. Some of them said they were around the sort of ages of 11 or 12 when they started. One of the other things that I think probably we didn't look to collect data on, but it came out, was that people were admitting that technology provided them with exposure to porn at a level you don't get before, and long-term exposure to porn at an early age isn't necessarily a good thing, because you have unrealistic expectations of body image, unrealistic expectations of what's normal, and as a result of that, people had relationship problems because they were asking partners to do stuff where they just went, oh, I'm not doing that, that's absolutely disgusting. I mean, I think back to sort of when I was 15, 16, it was someone would go, oh, I found a couple of my dad's magazines, but it wasn't as easily accessible. The other thing that I think we were surprised about in terms of the number of people that said it, around 1 in 10 people, around 1,000 people said they'd formed a relationship with someone online and then met them offline for casual sex. It turns out when you split between males and females, males are far more likely to say they met up with someone for casual sex than females, which is interesting, because then you go, well, who are you meeting up with then? One of my students I was chatting to on Facebook, because that's basically the only way you can talk to students these days.
Yes, fact.
But she said, okay, so I've seen nothing in this I'm surprised about, but also, what's worse, doing this stuff online, or getting horrendously drunk, staggering home with a stranger, waking up in the morning? So she was basically saying, well, your generation are now sort of like being all high and mighty. Yeah, your behaviour was, you know, when you look at teenage sexual behaviour back then, it was some people as promiscuous as it is now.
Yeah. I suppose now you can get to know somebody online before you do it, which is...
Exactly. It's not changing behaviour in a sort of, in a massive shift. It's just allowing exploration in the environment that young people exist in these days, which is a mix of online and offline.
Exactly. Well, I think that was really interesting and encouraging to know that there are some people that recognise the internet as a force for good.
I do feel sometimes I spend so much time talking about the risks, I don't talk about the positive stuff, but it's amazing. We're talking from wherever you are in the country, and I'm in the middle of Cornwall, and it's great. We're Skyping. That's amazing.
Well, thank you for that positive outlook on the internet. That was refreshing. Thank you.
Cheers.
Isn't the internet great?
Yes, it is. Well, actually, no, not all the time. For example, Caitlin Davis, an 18-year-old cheerleader from New England, was fired over photos she posted to Facebook which showed her leaning over a passed-out boy whose entire face and body was covered in distasteful graffiti, such as phallic symbols.
Maybe a boss thought she was going to draw on him when he fell asleep.
Maybe.
And also a juror from the UK was dismissed after she posted a poll on Facebook saying, I don't know whether he did it or not.
Did that actually happen?
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's not the way forward.
Seriously?
Radio 1 Stories. That was the worst jingle ever.
Here we have a story from Emily Clark, known as Gremlins Are Real, who says that once on Facebook she was discussing her boss and said, she acts like she's got a coffee cup so far up her backside it's now her tummy.
A coffee cup? I'm guessing she worked in a coffee shop or something.
Well, who knows, but unfortunately, a friend of hers was her boss, who saw the status update.
Uh-oh.
She then quite promptly texted her, saying, don't worry, Emily, you're fired. Don't bother coming back, or I'll get the coffee cup out of my backside and throw it at you.
Ooh.
Oh dear, the dangers of Facebook. She blames smartphones.
Some people have their parents on Facebook.
I had to unfriend my grandma.
Really?
Yeah, I have no idea how she slipped through the net, but when I saw her correcting my friend's grammar on my status updates, she had to go.
So, say we do get a date.
Yeah.
When do you go public with the world of Facebook?
Oh man, nothing in 2012 says drama like a complicated relationship on Facebook.
Especially those people that have relationship statuses that just say, it's complicated.
Oh god, why does that exist?
What does that even mean?
What does that mean? My personal favourite thing is seeing 13-year-olds with it's complicated as their relationship status.
Yeah.
Why is it complicated? Because Justin Bieber isn't replying you on Twitter?
Are you gonna cry? Aww.
These are sort of things we have to know.
Oh yeah, who makes it public first? What if you do and they don't? How much of your relationship should you share publicly?
I suppose it's quite similar to celebrity relationships, always in the public eye.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we look at Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher as an example.
Well, they've always been quite public with their relationship online. I mean, her username was Mrs. Kutcher while they were married.
And briefly afterwards.
And they always had indirect kind of attacks at each other when they were splitting up as well.
Like high school drama.
Yeah, but what they don't realise is they're sharing that drama with over a million
10
people.
million other people.
How many followers does he have?
A lot, like 6 million or something ridiculous.
Yeah, so that's just so much drama for everyone.
It's annoying enough when you see people going, and you just weren't the person I thought you were, ... on Facebook when they have 100 friends. But when you have 6 million followers, it's just not something you should be doing.
Yeah, well, Demi Moore's split away from it now, as her username is now Just Demi.
Oh god, even her username is drama.
Yeah.
Just Demi now, not what it used to be. Ugh. But whilst we're talking about Twitter, we might as well bring up One Direction. I mean, you know, the fact that Liam's girlfriend is on Twitter, is it asking for trouble?
I think it might be.
Because a lot of people are very nice to her, but all it takes is a couple stupid, annoying people, and oh my god, you got a worldwide trending topic about how horrible people are. So then, what if the relationship doesn't last?
Oh, this is when the internet gets nasty.
When is it appropriate to detag or even defriend an ex, and when should you change your status to single?
I think it depends how messy the breakup is, and if it was a horrible end to the relationship or you ended up as friends.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you stayed friends with them, then there wouldn't be any reason to sort of, like, delete a whole portion of your life.
Yeah. Deleting someone seems really harsh.
Yeah, I agree, actually.
But, Dan, you deleted your grandma.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good point. But, you know, she had it coming.
Well, I think we're done. From the beginning to the end, we know everything about online dating.
Well, kind of.
We're like the Oracle from the Matrix, but sat in front of a laptop eating crisps.
Oh, that's a glamorous image.
Time to check my inbox. Oh, what's this weird pop-up?
Who the hell is she?
Oh, no.
Hello?
It's the lady who cursed me.
How's the curse? Curse face? Really?
Do you have any idea how hard it is for some people to date on the internet?
Not my problem.
How did you get into my laptop anyway?
I have many powers you would never understand. Also, you have malware. Phil, I told you to stop clicking those Viagra emails. See you later, suckers.
Oh my god, Dan.
What?
You know that girl from the dating website who I've been talking to on Facebook?
Who? Pikachu 9?
Yeah.
What about her?
She said she wants to meet me at the cinema.
Really? Wasn't she the girl with no profile picture?
Well, yeah, but I asked her to do stuff on webcam to prove that she was real. We had a cactus drawing contest.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like you, actually.
I'll tell you how it goes.
4 hours later.
So, how'd it go?
She never showed up. Maybe she was the woman of my dreams.
Maybe she was actually just a nervous 70-year-old man in a sexy girl suit.
That makes me feel a bit better. And a bit sick.
Well, here, bro. Have some chocolate.
Thanks. After all this, it's just what I need. A slow bite of warm, creamy chocolate to make everything better. Whoa!
Dude, I don't want to alarm you, but you're glowing.
The curse is lifting! How?
I don't know. Try touching me. Ow! You poked me in the eye.
Sorry, I was excited.
What is this? I see no girl. Oh, man. What? Phil is in love with the chocolate bar.
Oh, I guess I am.
What? That's not supposed to count. Uh-oh, loophole. Damn you!
I think I'm ready to get off the computer now.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Everything's back to normal.
Whatever that is.
So what have we learned, Dan?
Well, it seems that internet dating isn't this weird world of crazy cat ladies and scams, but like the rest of the internet, it's become an extension of our everyday lives.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be on a dating site. All kinds of internet flirting, from Facebook poking to writing a power ballad for someone on YouTube. The internet is just changing how we can meet new people.
Yeah, never mind all the stranger danger and jelly fetishes. If you know what you're doing and how to be safe, the internet is the most magical place in the world.
So good night, everybody, and may you take what you have learned today and share it with the world.
Wow, that was cheesy.
Yeah, I know, right? How lame was that? Anyway, time to go.
Thank you so much to Dan and Phil with their super amazing guide to love online here on BBC Radio 1.